Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025. We'll call the City Council regular meeting to order. It is now 7 p.m. Would everyone rise for the invocation given by Councilman Curley, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance?
Our gracious Heavenly Father, calm ourselves. Been an exciting day today, Lord, so we would ask that you would open up our hearts for the agenda tonight and make sure that we listen to the people who come to the hearing of the public as well. Lord, we have a lot of things to talk about tonight, so let us listen. Let us come to some decisions that would please you. We ask you would be with all the folks who are asking for help, both physically and other things that they are asking for you, Lord. We ask these things in your holy name, Jesus, the living Christ. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, everyone. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Baker?
Here.
Councilmember Curley?
Here.
Councilmember DeMonico?
Here.
Mayor Kleinfeld?
Here.
Councilmember Shadlick?
Here.
All right, approval of the agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I had one item I wanted to add regarding an email we received on Friday about 9 Mile. If we could add to, I'd propose we add to the end of new business, proposed motion to schedule a public forum for the 9 Mile project. And I've got some additional details, but that would be the item for the agenda.
Is there support?
Support.
Go ahead. That's fine. Go ahead.
All right, any conversation?
And that was to schedule a public forum, you said?
Yeah.
For 9 Mile? Okay, thank you.
All right, please call the roll.
Councilmember DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick?
Yes.
Councilmember Curley?
Yes.
Mayor Kleinfeld?
Yes.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
All right, thank you, and we'll move on. First, we have a presentation from the Rec Authority from Sarah Frederick. Can you pull your mic down and make sure it's on? Thank you. Should be a button near the bottom.
It is now.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. All right, I'll restart. My name is Sarah Frederick, and I'm with the Recreation Authority of Roseville and Eastpointe, and I'm here just to share some of our upcoming fall programs that we have going on. This is start of school is kind of our busy season for the fall, where we have all the programs starting up, registrations kind of closing up in the next couple weeks on some things. So just want to spread the word on some activities that we have and events so that no one misses out. So starting up with our fall events, we have our Halloween Doggy Meetup event on Wednesday, October 22nd at the dog park here in Eastpointe. It is free. You just must have an active dog fob for it. If there are participants that do come that do not have one, we do set up an area outside of the dog park for them to take photos. So we do like a little doggy contest and have treats for the dogs. Our next event is A Rare Nightmare on Friday, October 24th. That it will be at the Recreation Authority Center. Tickets must be purchased in advance for those, for adults and children. We close down the building, set up a bunch of spooky areas. We have a magician, crafts activities, pumpkin decorating, treat trail, and cider and donuts at it. The day after Halloween, we have our free event at Spindler Park here in Eastpointe on Saturday, November 1st. That's our pumpkin roll down. That event is great for families who have carved jack-o'-lanterns that want to discard them in a fun way. The kids love rolling them down the hill and they smash into a million pieces. So we're really excited for that event again. And then our annual Big Bird Run is on Sunday, November 9th. That run has been going for about, I want to say 47 years now, and we're excited to have it back. all the volunteers that participate in the event that, you know, are along the racetrack and everything, the route, in the building, all of the proceeds of that run go back to those service organizations. So it's a really great event that we have to give back to the community. We've got a lot of preschool programs coming up. Our general ones that we typically have, some new ones that we do are highlighting are the Special Olympics Young Athletes that just started this evening. It's for children ages 2 to 7 with and without special needs, so that one's a really fun class to have. We have Start Smart basketball and sports development starting up this weekend. We are keeping registration open for that, so we do have availability for those programs as well. And then Indoor Park just started up. That is an annual program we host in our facility on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to noon, and it is $2 per child. And we just got a ton of new equipment for the tots and everything donated by the Kiwanis Club. So we got a lot of adaptive programs coming up as well. They've been a really big hit for some of them. Our social game club is tomorrow, and we just had our karaoke event. We typically try to run one of these each month, and we've gotten a good following and everything. So a lot of these programs are for our individuals with special needs, mostly ages 13 and older. Some we do have for younger, but we're really concentrating on programming for those teens and adults with cognitive impairments and everything. It's been a lot of fun, and tomorrow we pretty much have a sold out game club tomorrow. So we'll be playing, I think Sorry is the game. Youth, Teen, and Enrichment. We've got additional programs coming up. The Fun with Sphero Robots is a sellout as well. A few of the other, so the charcuterie workshop, babysitter training, Safe at Home, green screen studio, spooktacular snack boards, and social clubs. Those are still all open for registration. We're hoping that our youth and teens in the areas do sign up for these programs and take advantage of them. A lot of them are very affordable or free, so we hope that the community sees these and everything and wants to sign up. Youth and teen sports, we are all taking registration right now for our winter sports league, specifically basketball and volleyball. I do not know the exact date in my brain, but it's sometime in November, so if you sign up before the date in November, you do get a $15 discount for registering for those leagues. But we've really expanded on our cheerleading, where we have competitive cheerleading, sideline, and intro to cheerleading. Adults as well, we have a holiday charcuterie class, cake decorating, and then craft classes taught by our office manager, Amanda, where she will be teaching everyone how to make a charcuterie tray and then a holiday door hanger. And then we have a huge list of adult sports and fitness. So no one has any excuses that they can't stay fit or be active as adults. So we have a lot of options and opportunities for our adult community. And then also as well, our senior programs. We have a couple trips coming up this fall where they're going to the Firekeepers Casino and then Cornwall's Turkeyville Dinner Theater in December. Our senior programs have many drop-in programs throughout the day and everything. We have a calendar of ongoing activities, so definitely check that out if you're interested. And then just as a reminder again, all of our programs are in our fall newsletter that is out digitally. All the kids got them at the schools and everything. So these programs run through September through December. We're already working on our winter newsletter, so that will be coming out in December. Something that we just added in the last couple weeks is we are now offering swim lessons at Roseville High School. We got a couple spots opening or open up still for enrollment, and then we are doing another session in November, and then hopefully soon once Eastpointe High School pool opens up, hopefully within the next few weeks or everything, we can get on board for offering swim lessons and open swim at the high school as well, to have those opportunities as well. And then lastly, I just wanted to kind of go over our park development updates behind our facility. I took these 2 weeks ago, and I should have took them today because it's so much more different now. Where the playground is, we have a whole new, really cool, like light blue playground turf surface that's safe and adaptable for all abilities. And the pavilion's pretty much almost done. They have the stakes up and everything for the fencing, for the pickleball courts, and it looks really great out there. So we're really excited for this to finish up in the next month and a half. Does anyone have any questions for me?
Oh, sure, maybe a quick question about
Yeah.
the pickleball. Where do you
Yes.
play right now?
Our pickleball?
Yeah,
So we have inside classes.
Oh, okay.
At the rec center. So we just, I believe on Sundays, we have a new adult drop-in program that's in the newsletter, that's actually run by Adam Just, our sports and fitness rec supervisor. So that one is indoors. We do pick up a community garden going in there as well. It has a beautiful walking path around with many new trees and plants planted, benches, and I think that's all we have. But yeah, didn't want to forget those either. So really cool stuff.
awesome.
Any questions? Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Sarah.
All right. And Kim, do you want to roll up the screens? All right, thank you. The first hearing of the public is now open. Would anyone wish to be heard?
Good evening, Mayor Kleinfeld, council members, guests. My name is Gary Sasek. I'm a resident of Eastpointe and also the Parks Commission Chair. And I'm here tonight to remind everybody that this coming Saturday, the 27th, Mr. Truhan will be having his tennis tournament at the Jerry Lininger Tennis Courts behind the Military Museum. And I would hope that the residents can get out and just see what a wonderful program he has. And then after the September 2nd meeting, I went home and I had an email, and surprisingly, it was from Captain Lininger responding to Councilman DeMonico and my reaching out to him. And he is honored that we named the tennis courts after him. He sent some background information about himself, which we already had, and said that he is very pleased, and if there's anything else we need from him, to just let him know. And I'm hoping that we can maybe work on some grants or whatever to convert the green space behind it and complete that total package as a future park activity. Thank you.
Anyone else? Anyone else wish to be heard? Somebody.
Don't be bashful.
Hi, Jennifer Nicholas, Eastpointe resident. I was going to ask if there were any updates on Phase 3 of 9 Mile. At the last meeting, Mayor Kleinfeld had asked for an update to be sent to City Council by the end of that week, which would have been September 6th, and I was wondering if any update had been given, if it was given to all council members, and if it was given to all council members at the same time. But I see that you are going to be talking about that during the new business section today. At the last meeting, Ms. Doom also had stated that City Council is not interested in complete streets and does not plan to put any bike lanes on 9 Mile. So all you would be doing with this road diet is reducing lanes in the hope of reducing traffic on 9 Mile, which would include customer traffic to our businesses on 9 Mile, by encouraging vehicles to find other routes such as side streets or using Stevens or Topfer to get around to avoid 9 Mile. So, in my opinion, this road diet wouldn't really be making 9 Mile safer for bicyclists since we're not putting in any kind of bike lanes. And it's not really making 9 Mile safer for pedestrians because we still have the same amount of drive-through businesses and auto-related businesses in that stretch of 9 Mile. I wonder if anybody, City Council has directed AEW or MDOT or NEPA to look at safety for bicyclists and pedestrians on Stevens and Topfer with the potential increase in vehicular traffic from drivers avoiding 9 Mile Road. I know in 2024, Stevens had a traffic count of, I believe, 5,100 cars per day. Do we have any more current traffic counts on Stevens? With the 9 Mile construction that we have for phase 2, a lot of people have noticed more traffic on Stevens. Does MDOT have any kind of estimate on how much more traffic would be on Stevens and Topfer? Those, of course, are roads where we have our parks and our schools and a lot of homes. And I would think that we would want to reduce vehicular traffic on those
30 seconds.
roads as opposed to 9 Mile, which is our main thoroughfare of the city. One more question too, with your discussion tonight about a public hearing, is that also going to include this potential roundabout that you've been kicking around for a while at 9 Mile and Kelly? Would that be part of the public hearing? Is that something that MDOT has to approve or NEPA has to approve? Looking forward to that part of your discussion tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
City Preamble, Section 2-97, in part states, the city hereby declares all city officers and employees elected, appointed, paid and unpaid must avoid any and all conflicts between their private and public interests. The purpose of this division is to define standards of ethical conduct clearly established and uniformly applied. Section 2-99, Policy 2, Objective Judgment, further warns about conflict of interest, improper influences, and competing loyalties. So when a public official may speak as a private citizen, the fact remains they are still a public official. To pronounce erroneous opinions that no constitutional violation exists gives the appearance of speaking for the city, in addition to stepping into our city attorney's shoes. Even Mr. Albright wouldn't make this statement since this is a private matter to discuss and to protect attorney-client privilege. He would only opine on public record if council requested this, then perhaps he would oblige. Public officials, again, even in speaking as private citizens, do not have the authority to make this call. Verdicts are solely reserved for judges and juries. All public officials should exercise caution before commenting since it can compromise their integrity and credibility. To preach civility and then in the same breath diminish and discredit that I was put in harm's way by a reckless cop, costing me a week with my dying mother, and claim there's a time limit on my grievance is disgraceful. Under the First Amendment and redressing grievances against the government and public officials, which are part of the government, there is no time limit. There is no statute of limitations. A new investigation is necessary since the previous administration blatantly failed to take corrective action. Legal counsel has validated my First Amendment rights were violated. Public officials need to heed when I say leave me alone, it means just that. And it does not excuse that in contacting me via social media. I attend these meetings to educate the public in how to help all animals in need and to call out public officials not acting in the best interests of its citizens. It's a shame when others view religious-based misogyny, xenophobia, homophobia, and condone animal cruelty. Divisiveness is all about control and also to gain the upper hand.
You have 30 seconds.
This country is out of control, and so is this city. Last of all, it's National Hispanic Heritage Month. Remember, this country is a melting pot and not a whites-only club. Rechazar todo odio. And very last of all, welcome back, Jimmy Kimmel.
Thank you very much. Anyone else wish to be heard?
Yes, hello, Lisa Heber, Eastpointe resident. I would like some clarification. A few meetings back, MDOT stepped out of the decision on 9 Mile. It was put in NEPA, the National Environmental Protection Act. Now I'm wondering, one way each way, how is the bus system going to work? How are we going to get fire trucks through there? One bus system will hold up 5 to 10 cars at a time. Now at 9 Mile, where you want to talk about that roundabout on Kelly Road, those bus stops are within 20 feet of that roundabout. So these buses are going to go after holding up traffic, go through a roundabout, stop again, hold up traffic. This doesn't make sense at all. I live on Topher. Between Gratiot and Kelly, there is one street at Pleasant View that goes north and south. There is nowhere else to cross. Only one place. Now, I'm not sure about Stevens, but I know that Schroeder has a light, has stop signs, and has a 4-way stop. I have been asking since 2017 for stop signs at Eden Academy. Nothing's been done. That was 17 months ago I was in this office asking every school should have a stop sign, and we still do not. But we talk about, so what happens if a bus goes through? Anybody, can you explain that to me? Because they have a time schedule. And usually there's 5, 10, 15 people because we are in an area that uses the bus system it's highly used. So that right there, going down to 3-lane, not only with the businesses there, then it's non-functional, it's dysfunctional.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard? Anyone else? All right, seeing none, the first hearing of the I'm sorry. We have one comment from Rich.
Thank you, Mayor. City Administration yesterday at approximately 4:54 in the afternoon received an email from Charles Blackwell requesting, in accordance with the American with Disability Act, that his public comment be read into the record at tonight's meeting. His comments are as follows, quote, "Hello, pursuant to the American with Disability Act, I want the following public comment verbally read on my behalf at tomorrow's City Council meeting. Good evening. Councilman Rob Baker claims he supports strong entrepreneurship in Eastpointe. Councilman Baker should explain to the public if he thinks Instagram models who get paid as, quote, content creators, unquote, are legitimate entrepreneurs." And that is it, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and with that, the hearing of the public is closed. Moving on to approval of the minutes, item A, regular meeting minutes from September 2nd, 2025.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we would accept the minutes of the regular meeting of September 2nd, 2025.
Second that.
All right. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Curley,
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico,
Yes.
Mayor Kleinfeld,
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick,
Yes.
Councilmember Baker,
Yes.
All right, item B, special meeting minutes from September 15, 2025.
Mayor, I would move that we would receive and file those minutes. There is a small correction, and it's just literally where it has the date. It says Tuesday, September 15th, but it should say Monday. But with that correction, I would move that we receive and file those minutes for the special meeting September 15th, 2025.
Is there support?
Second. Yep.
Dealer's choice. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Baker,
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick.
Yes.
Mayor Kleinfeld,
Yes.
Councilmember Curley.
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico,
Yes.
All right, we have no scheduled hearings. Move on to unfinished business. Item A, discussion on proposed ordinance changes. Did anyone want to open up on this item?
Sure, Mr. Mayor, if I could, our city manager, Elke Doom, handed me an email that I guess I'll just read real quick about this item. And this is from Kim Homan, Assistant City Manager. We have all the changes requested by council, but would like council to direct the city attorney to revise the ordinances officially to bring back for first reading. These were just drafts by administration with suggestions, and Rich has not provided his input yet. So,
Okay. Do you want to make a motion based on that?
yeah, so moved, I think. Sounds good.
Is there support?
Wait a minute, what was that motion again? I think
To direct the city attorney to revise the ordinances according to the changes we've made at previous meetings, and for him to just review them in general and then bring back for a first reading.
Okay, I'll support that.
All right. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Councilmember DeMonico,
Yes.
thank you. Councilmember Baker,
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick,
Yes.
Councilmember Curley.
Yes.
Mayor Kleinfeld,
Yes. We'll move into reports from administration. We'll start with the city manager's report. Ms. Doom.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So the endless 9 Mile. I know we're going to talk a little bit more about what's happening on 9 Mile, but I would like to share that crews are currently joint sealing and cleaning all catch basins of construction debris. And weather permitting, that's always our catch there, we hope to have the new line striped and open for traffic by early next week. And this includes all side streets. As of now, we have Pleasant open, which is great for me. That's how I scoot in. But I noticed most of the side streets are still closed. So we're very hopeful that we don't have too much rain and we can get that done, because I think we're all rather eager to have 9 Mile open and going. And then, of course, I won't go into too much detail, but yes, there's been a lot of talk back and forth and information about 9 Mile going forward, which council will address a little bit later. Now, I have some really nice positive news. Our librarian, Abby Bond, she has been accepted into a financial management cohort. It's a year-long program through the University of Georgia, paid through the state of Michigan, and it's a special program that's offered to librarians throughout the state of Michigan. You've got to apply, and only 8 people from the state of Michigan have been accepted, and Abby has been accepted. So I just really I'm very proud of her. She's done a fantastic job since she's become our librarian, our head librarian. So this is really a very positive thing that only 8 people out of the state have been accepted into this program. And so kudos to Abby Bond. And that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? All right. We'll move into our finance director's report. Mr. Plum.
Yes, good evening, Mayor and Council. There was a memo sent out on Friday related to the 2 construction projects on the agenda tonight. Hopefully you all saw and read that. And earlier during your closed session, you noticed, or hopefully noticed, there were not audit papers strewn around. The audit has moved through very quickly, and they are physically gone as of yesterday, where the balance is going to be done electronically, sharing information back and forth. But it is going very well, and hope to wrap it up real soon. That's all I have for this evening.
All right, any questions for Mr. Blum? All right, thank you very much. We'll move on to City Attorney's Report. Mr. Albright.
Thank you again, Mayor. Just two items this evening. The first is a proposed ordinance change to the special events ordinance that was approved by the City Council in October of 2024. I've included a copy of the ordinance for your review. Councilmember DeMonico is requesting, and I'll direct your attention to page 7 under section 6-112, subparagraph 12, and the language reads as follows: unless specifically defined herein, an activity held solely on public property which does not require for its successful execution provision and coordination of city services to agree over and above that which the city routinely provides. And Councilmember DeMonico is requesting that the words held solely on public property be removed. So the new language would then read, unless specifically defined herein, an activity which does not require for its successful execution the provision and coordination of city services to a degree over and above that which the city routinely provides. And Councilmember DeMonico has a reason for that, and it relates to the community garden.
Thank you, Rich. Yeah, I think essentially I just thought I'd propose making this change because I think it was like the intent with our whole discussion anyway, because I think that a few events that we intended on not requiring a special event application for do actually fall under the ordinance. So like Mr. Albright said, the urban seed, because we're leasing that property to the community garden, essentially, I think we'd consider it private then, not public. So then 12 doesn't apply right now, but also like a ribbon cutting at a business or something where they're doing something somewhat minor outside. I don't think we were necessarily, we wanted a special event application for all of those scenarios. And I think maybe right now our ordinance would require that. And I think we were trying to make it more clear when one's required or not, because there's been, of course, a lot of confusion about special events in the past. So that was really all. I think just removing those 5 words would, all those different scenarios just discussed, I think, would be able to successfully do an event without needing to go through the hassle of a special events application. And there's not really a reason, I think, to do one anyway in those scenarios.
I mean, I'm okay with that change. So I guess next steps would be we'd have to prepare another ordinance change and do a first and second reading?
Yeah, I'll make that change, bring it before the council at a future meeting for first reading and second reading. Okay, and then Mayor, I did have a second item to discuss briefly. I know that there have been individuals that have requested, in accordance with the ADA, for the council to accept and then have certain statements read during audience participation. The city does not have a written policy as to how those types of requests should be handled. For instance, is there a time limit on when somebody is making that request? For instance, is an hour before a regularly scheduled council meeting, is that acceptable, or should it be something, say, 48 hours in advance notice? Does the council want to specify that comments can be read at the meeting or should be read at the meeting, or should those individuals seeking to have their statements read actually appear remotely? So these are just some things that the council should consider moving forward. I'm happy to meet with city administration to come up with a proposed policy, or if the council prefers to have that as a discussion item at some point in the future, I'll leave that up to the council as to how council wants to proceed.
Speaking for myself, I think I would like for you to meet with administration and come up with a proposal. Maybe not one that's hammered out, like ready to go, some kind of like a rough draft, bring it to council so that we can, if we want to adjust certain areas or something like that, give direction before sort of a final draft, so you know where we're heading with it. How does the rest of council feel?
Yeah, I think just one brief comment for me is I was hoping with our new audiovisual system that we were going to be able to more often use Zoom to Zoom someone into a meeting, basically. And I think this sounds like a perfect opportunity, but I think we've also talked about it for like, if somebody did some work for the city and was an agenda item, but they live like, 2 hours away, they could Zoom in instead of, requiring them to drive out or something like that. So I think that'd be good.
I just have a quick question because I don't think we have that capacity at this time to do that. So I think that's the dilemma that we have. If we're not capable of, having the Zoom meeting here, how do we allow that to happen? That's just the only. I agree,
Oh, okay.
but, I've heard people complain about the volume at meetings, so I really don't know whether we have the capacity to do Zoom. I think it would be amazing. I think it would be great, but.
Yeah, there have been some technical challenges in the past.
So I don't know.
I think that kind of falls into meeting with administration and figuring out what works and doesn't work before we put a policy into place.
I'd also like to make a comment about if somebody is going to submit something an hour or so before a meeting, I think that's, difficult to demand on administration to have that brought forward. I think that time parameter is just unreasonable. That's my 2 cents.
Any other comments?
That's all I had, Mayor. I'm happy to answer any other questions.
Okay. So you'll get with administration on that then?
Yes.
Perfect. Any questions for our city attorney?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. We'll move into new business. Item A, approval of contract for DDA Civic Point parking lot improvements. Excuse me. Would anyone like to open with a motion or a comment?
We do a brief introduction on the project.
Yeah, oh, go ahead, Mr. Kern.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The city received a revitalization and placemaking grant, $1 million with a $1 million match for improvements to the parking lot to the north of the library, as well as part of the streetscape improvements taking place in the Downtown Development Authority area. This particular project is for the parking lot improvements itself. What we're looking to do there is try to turn it into a community gathering space where we would be installing carports in the parking lot, resurfacing the parking lot. We would be reestablishing the bioretention area that's just immediately behind the library, adding some electric charging stations, solar panels to the carports, solar street lighting. And that's basically what we're proposing as part of this phase of the revitalization and placemaking grant project.
Any comments or anyone want to make a motion?
The only other comment I have, I know we've, of course, at a few different meetings have talked about this. The DDA's, been planning these changes for a while. My only concern, and it's a similar concern I've had at a previous meeting, is that the low bidder is a company that has been part of the scandal of bid rigging. They paid a pretty large fine. I'm just concerned about, as I've said in past before for other projects, that be concerned about working with that company.
Oh, Mr. Kern?
So, yeah, we are aware of that. There were 3 asphalt companies that were involved in that bid rigging issue back in 2020, 2021. Since that time, and I did provide some information late today in regards to that to the city manager. Since that time, those individuals that were involved in the bid rigging with asphalt specialists no longer are with the company or sold their interest within the company. They were barred from doing state and federal work immediately. Since that time, they have been able to reestablish the relationships with the state and federal government, and as of February of this year, they were able to get pre-qualified to do MDOT work, and the Federal Highway Administration has also allowed them to do federal work as well. And our firm has been working with them again this year on other projects as well. So based on that, I don't have any reason to disqualify them from this project.
Any other comments or questions? Okay, did any council members want to make a motion?
Sure. I would move to award the contract for the DDA streetscape improvements on Gratiot Avenue and 9 Mile Road to Big Lakes Lawn Care. I don't know why we have the address and stuff. We never used to do this. 51540 Romeo Park Road, Macomb, Michigan, 480.
Councilman Curley? I'm sorry, I think you're.
I'm reading the wrong one.
Yes, here, this is the one you want to read. I think that's next.
Oh,
They're both for
Okay,
the.
here, read this one.
They're similar.
They're very similar. That's yours.
okay. Would move to award the contract for Civic Point parking improvements to Asphalt Specialists LLC 1780 East Highwood, Pontiac, Michigan 48340 at the bid amount and 10% contingency in the total amount of $621,892.65. Sorry about that.
Is there support? I'll support.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other comments on it? Please call the roll.
Councilmember Curley.
Yes?
Mayor Kleinfeld.
Yes.
Councilmember Baker.
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico.
No.
Councilmember Shadlick.
No.
All right, item B, approval of contract for DDA Civic Point streetscape improvements. Did anyone want to make a motion?
What?
You want to make the motion?
If I read the right one, I don't know where my head is today. Oh, well, I can. Don't say where your head is, so you don't have to repeat that. Okay, do I move to award the contract for the DDA streetscape improvements on Gratiot Avenue and 9 Mile Road to Big Lakes Lawn Care, and further authorize the city manager to execute all necessary documents?
Okay.
A second.
Any comments on that one?
Could we just have a brief intro on that too?
Sure, Mr.
That
Curley.
project.
I can do that. So this is also partially involves the revitalization and placemaking grant, but it also has to do with the water main project that just took place on Gratiot, obviously with the water main project on the east side of Gratiot, within the DDA district, and on the west side from 9 Mile North, we had to remove the existing streetscape in order to put in the new water main. And then as part of the revitalization and placemaking grant, we did have into that grant project the streetscape improvements that would be in basically the northeast quadrant of the DDA, so the east side of Gratiot, south of 9 Mile, as well as new street lighting, which would be solar street lighting as well. That was part of that grant. So the project basically involves plantings throughout the DDA district along Gratiot Avenue, all new street lighting that would be solar street lighting on both Gratiot and 9 Mile, be a mixture of taller and smaller, a smaller bollard style lighting, and then a taller solar light. In addition to that, there's also going to be, outside of this project, there's also going to be new streetlights on 9 Mile as part of the 9 Mile reconstruct, similar to what's been done in the first phase. That will continue into other phases as well. But there will be new street lighting, solar street lighting throughout the DDA area. There'll be sitting areas with benches, bike racks, and trash receptacles added in as well. And that's basically the project here.
Quick question about the lighting. Are the solar lights replacing any of the non-solar lights, or is it in addition?
That's correct. It's replacing all of the existing streetlights. The existing streetlights that were along Gratiot prior to the water main project, they've all been removed since the water main project has taken place. So everything is being replaced.
Okay, so then, yeah, we won't have an electric bill for all these new ones.
Basic, correct.
Yeah, okay, cool. And then maybe I just have a quick question for probably for Mr. Blum. Just want to make sure I'm understanding how we're paying for this. And I guess maybe a quick question about the last one. I think, so the last item we just voted on is fully covered by the $1 million in grant funds we're receiving from the state, plus, or yeah, I guess that's basically it, right, for the first one?
That's correct.
And then our match for that $1 million is essentially the second part, right?
Yeah.
And then you're saying that's the water fund and major roads. Is anything from the general fund?
No.
So it's all,
Yeah, this actually, the way it works out is we get to count the water money towards the city's match on the grant, and some of the water funds will actually be charged to the DDA so that they will expend a full $1 million within the DDA. So it will end up saving the water system some money.
okay. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Any other comments? All right, we have a motion, so please call the roll.
Do we have support?
Yes.
Thank you. Councilmember Curley,
Yes.
Councilmember Baker,
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico,
Yes.
Mayor Kleinfeld,
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick.
Yes.
All right, moving on to item C, approval of CEM grant from EGLE in acceptance of technical assistance from DTE Energy and the Great Plains Institute. I believe we have Greg here. Were you prepared to, I guess, comment on this or explain what it is?
Come on up, Greg.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I was told.
We get a mic.
So this is kind of a multi-piece grant and community energy manager program. Partly the grant coming from Eagle, an energy manager being supplied through DT at no cost to the city. That would be a part-time energy manager that would come in, essentially do audits of city facilities, come up with programs to figure out where we can better save money and allocate resources, and also use that grant money being supplied by Eagle across the facilities. Part of that Eagle grant is being used to, as is mentioned in the brief, used to conduct audits above what the energy manager is doing, and then those funds also being used for making energy-saving upgrades to city facilities.
All right, sounds good to me. Would anyone like to make a motion?
Sure, Mr. Mayor, I'll motion we approve the Community Energy Management Grant Agreement from the Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy, and accept the award of $100,000 to approve the on-site energy manager participation agreement with DTE Electric and DTE Gas, and to accept the technical assistance from the Great Plains Institute.
Support.
All right. Any questions or comments on that? Please call the roll.
Councilmember DeMonico,
Yes.
Councilmember Baker,
Yes.
Mayor Kleinfeld,
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick,
Yes.
Councilmember Curley,
Yes.
Moving on to item D, approval of FEMA and State of Michigan's local cybersecurity program grant agreement. Did anyone from administration want to give an introduction on this?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is a grant, we had multiple grant applications, but essentially it is for necessary cybersecurity upgrades. The grant initially had a match that the state is actually covering the match on, so there is no funds on the city's part to contribute to this. And it is for the various cybersecurity upgrades throughout the city.
All right. Did anyone on council have any questions or comments or would like to make a motion?
I had a small question. At one part, it says for the multi-factor authentication part of it, says 682 users, but then a different part said 47. Just stood out because I thought 682 was a very large number considering how many employees we have. I didn't know what that meant, and it sounded like it would be a major difference in cost then.
I don't know for sure, but I believe that is a total number of devices. So that includes, cell phones, tablets, laptops, computers here, and not just users, where the number of users is significantly lower, and the number of licenses is different than the number of total devices.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's a license per device, not human. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes.
And then I think my other question was, after this grant runs out, I'd assume we'd continue on with multi-factor authentication, but I didn't know about any of the other stuff. Are there any expectations there? Is it actually, how long was it? I forget now.
So the
3 years.
This is a 3-year period for the term of the grant. There are additional years of it, so there's, I believe, 2 more cycles open. But, yeah, the multi-factor authentication is actually coming down as a requirement for various departments. So that's something that we were already going to have to expend the money on that anyway. Luckily, we're able to do it under this grant. The other items are something that are going to fall into our budget to continue, but the bulk of the cost for hardware and things is covered under this. So the annual cost will be significantly less.
Okay. Yeah, I was mainly asking so that we do, 3 years from now, throw it in the budget then and not have unexpected. Yeah, of course, there's lots of, security changes quickly with computer systems, so need to stay up to date on that. Don't want any ransomware attacks. I know our city manager's familiar with those, and so are we. So, but okay, thanks, Craig.
All right. Any other questions?
Appreciate it.
I don't think we had a motion on
Not
the
yet.
floor yet.
Okay, I can motion. A motion to approve the State of Michigan fiscal year 2023 state and local cybersecurity grant agreement for funding in the amount of $252,336 and further authorize the city manager to execute all necessary documents.
Support. Oh, supported by Councilman Baker. Please call the roll.
Councilmember DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
Mayor Kleinfeld?
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick?
Yes.
Councilmember Curley.
Yes.
All right, moving on to, thank you very much. We're moving on to item E, approval of special event application, annual ACDC Art Show.
Mr. Mayor, I would move to approve the special event application for the Arts and Culture Diversity Commission's annual art show event on October 17th and 18th, 2025, contingent upon the following: that all food trucks at the event would be permitted to an approved inspection at least 5 business days before the special event. And by the way, it doesn't say what time it starts. Does anybody know?
It's Friday evening. It starts at like 5:30, I think.
5:30? Okay, at 5:30.
But Saturday, it's earlier.
12 to 3, maybe?
No, until 5, I think.
Oh, sorry, I was just reading
Yeah,
off the
our
application.
meeting was canceled yesterday. I'm sorry, I don't actually have the.
Here's the, you can read from there.
Well, the city will publish.
Event starts at
5 to 12.
5 PM. And then,
There's
No, I was going, I think the event start and end for the first one is 5 to 8, right, Friday? And
Yeah,
then
it's
12 to,
5
it's
to 8 and then
split.
12 to 3. I think it's
Okay.
split on the.
It's the 2 start times, 2 end times.
It looks like it's 5 to.
yeah.
It took me a minute to figure that out earlier, too.
Okay, just add that to the motion.
Okay.
All right, I'll second the motion of the expected 5 to 8 PM on Friday and 12 to 3 on Saturday.
All right. Any comments? Please call the roll.
Councilmember Curley.
Yes?
Councilmember DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick?
Yes.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
Mayor Kleinfeld?
Yes. Moving on to item F, motion to schedule a public forum for 9 Mile discussion.
All right, sure. Yeah, Mr. Mayor, this is a motion just in response to the email from city administration on Friday about where we're at with 9 Mile. Essentially, I'd motion here for that public forum. I'd motion to schedule a public forum and not a special city council meeting. Won't be run by city council, just a forum run by the city for Wednesday, October 15th, 7 PM, regarding 9 Miles Phase 3 plans, and including the 3 lanes and a roundabout at 9 and Kelly. It's a public forum to meet the requirements of NEPA and MDOT, and we should allow public input from now until that date and compile it. Page on our website and social media should explain how to submit comments. The end. Sorry, it's a very long motion, but I wanted to make sure we had it all in there, so we did it right.
Mr. Mayor, before you get a second on that motion, which is, long, you mentioned in your motion that the citizen will be giving their input on the roundabout. Council talked about that at one point in time and decided that it was way too expensive, and we pretty much dropped that whole discussion. So I don't know why we're going to have the citizens talk about that, but I guess that would be fine. I have a problem on Wednesdays. Any particular reason why you chose Wednesday?
Oh, the only reason, because that was the earliest date that city administration gave me.
Well, then I'll ask administration. I have a conflict on Wednesday.
Hold on a second. I'm going to pause because it's not a short comment. Is there a second?
Well,
I'll support.
Okay. I know you want, but this is really debate on the motion, so
okay.
You wanted to
Then I'll
response from administration.
Well, I'll ask administration, why did you pick Wednesday and not Thursday or Friday or Monday?
Can you speak?
Sure. Thank you.
No, you can't.
Oh, wait a minute. You asked for administration. I'm here to speak. As Councilmember DeMonico stated, that Wednesday, the 15th, is about the earliest because we need to publish this in the newspaper and give plenty of notice. It's not a council meeting, though. It is a public forum where people can comment on 3-lane or 5-lane. The roundabout would have, that's a discussion, and it's good to hear you'd have to decide if you wanted to be able to fund that. As you mentioned, you had taken that out of the discussion some time ago. It can be any day, really after Wednesday. But again, it's not a council meeting where you have to be here.
I understand.
Okay. So then you all have to decide if you want an alternate day, sir.
Well, I'll show up, but I would have liked a different day. That's the date I have a Bible study, and I hate to miss, the Lord hates for me to miss that also.
You could propose a different date.
Alternate date.
Yeah, what, the next day, the Thursday
I'm
then?
going to propose Thursday, the 16th.
Yeah, well, now that it got the motion on the floor, I would have to make a motion to amend the main motion on the floor to be, meeting would be at 7 o'clock on the 16th.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, we have to hold that spot for ZBA.
You what?
On Thursday night, it has to be held for the Zoning Board of Appeals. They have this room that third Thursday.
Do they have it Monday?
No,
What time? Is it 7 PM?
7.
Okay.
Sometimes school board has this room on Mondays.
You know what, I take back my motion, just forget it, we'll just keep it the 15th. But I would say that, as Mayor, as we all know now, this is going to be a second time that we had a citizens' input on this. And I don't have a problem with that, let's go for it. But I just wonder if administration might know, or writing might know, why they want a second round of participation by the citizens. Anybody know?
Well, I think that was, part of the memo was that it was a requirement from NEPA.
The other one would have been for phase 2, technically.
Yeah.
And then this is phase 3.
Okay, 7 o'clock, the 15th, and would be in here. Would the council be participating up here, or it just, I mean,
No.
As a resident,
well, who calls the meeting?
it's not a meeting, it's a public forum.
Who says the meeting will come to order? I mean, come on, I'm just asking.
I think administration will run it. And then, obviously, it not being a meeting, it won't be a place where we deliberate. We would have a follow-up discussion, I think, at the following council meeting on the, I don't know the date of the next.
The motion didn't put in there a time, I don't think. Did you, Cardi, a time?
I said
How
7
long it would
p.m.
last?
Well, 7 p.m. till, I guess, whenever city administration wraps it up.
How about no later than midnight?
Well,
The end of the day?
I think for sure that's,
Well, it should be for sure an hour and a half minimum. Could make it longer than that.
I mean, I'd say not to last more than 3 hours sounds, does anyone disagree with that? I guess if there's more comment than that, we'll set up a second time or something like that. Or we could invite everyone to the following council meeting then, ask them to come again or submit their comments in writing or something, but, yeah. All right, so 7 to 10, maximum.
That's fine.
Okay.
I think I'm going to stop talking.
Well, I just have one quick question, and I think would it be run similar to how we do the hearing of the public, where it would be a 3-minute time limit? No?
You wouldn't want to have.
Because you could have people talking for a very, very long time if we don't do that.
True. How have
That's
you
my
done it in
concern.
the past, when you had your last here? I wasn't here for your last public hearing on phase 2. Do you
That one
remember
was
how you-
during a council meeting, so I think we did limit it to
So you
3
did
minutes like a
3-minute limit?
normal. Yeah.
Well, we don't have to make it 4 or 5.
Well, I would think, what if you do 3 minutes initially, and if someone wants to say more, they can speak more at the end so everyone can get their 3 minutes?
Most people are going to get up there and say, I'm against the diet. That's it. They may use 15 seconds or 30 seconds. That's.
Harvey,
Then other people will probably spend more than 3.
I beg to differ on that. I think
You
people
can-
will spend
go
more
ahead.
time. I do think they'll spend more time on it. I think we have to do a time limit, I do think. I do think we have to.
Well, I guess from
We're not involved. That's up to the administration. We're not even going to be sitting up here.
Rich, do you have a comment, or how do other communities do you typically see do it?
I think by city administration establishing just at the beginning of the meeting how it's going to be run, and with a limitation on speakers, with, if somebody has some type of follow-up comments at the end, they can do like a second round. Some folks may be able to just get everything they want to say out of the way, in the first 3 minutes, and then there may be comments from other individuals that they want to respond to. But I think given the amount of time that's being allotted for the meeting itself, that should be sufficient. And I guess whoever's going to be running the meeting, if it's Ms. Doom or Ms. Holman, they can kind of just read the room and see how things are going that evening.
I mean, I think that's fine. I don't think we have to really specify. I think administration can run the hearing.
Pretty informal.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we have motion and support, correct? Any other comments? Please call the roll.
Councilmember DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick?
Yes.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
Councilmember Curley,
Yes.
Mayor Kleinfeld?
Yes, and I meant to say one comment in response to Ms. Nichols. Council received the update, I think Councilman DeMonico mentioned, on Friday the 19th, so just a few days ago. And we all received that at the same time. All right, sorry about that. Moving on to payroll and bills. Would anyone like to make a motion?
I move we pay the bills in the amount of $3,308,318.17.
Second.
Any questions? Please call the roll.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico?
Yes.
Councilmember Curley,
Yes.
Mayor Kleinfeld?
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick?
Yes.
All right, moving on to second hearing of the public. The second hearing of the public is open. Would anyone wish to be heard?
Lisa Heber, Eastpointe resident. Mr. Albright, we said at the very beginning of this that Mr. Albright will solidify any ordinances. I think we need to go over the ordinances that will be solidified before just saying solidify them. We have gone through so many things. Nobody wants a road diet. Nobody wanted sheets. Nobody wanted cannabis shops. Then we have you, Ms. Podolsky, who not only says 9 o'clock is not late enough, you throw in 12 o'clock, which Warren, Centerline close at 9. All we're doing is bringing Detroit people here. I think we need to get a little bit more decisive. I've heard more talk about paper fobs for dog parks than anything that's justifiably related to what a city needs to do. I want to see an ordinance. What is it for and why? Not you bickering back and forth saying, well, I think this and I think that. That is not acceptable as a city council. And for you to throw at 12 o'clock to have cannabis shops open, was that discussed with anybody? Or do people just sit there and throw out their feelings how they want? You ignore the people that live in the city. You do not put stop signs at schools. You do not do things that need to be done. Your DPW is dysfunctional. It's never been addressed. Things better change because you are losing residents left and right. And it's gotta stop. Be professional. Talk about the ordinances you are going to pass. That might have been talked about 3 meetings ago. We've already decided twice, nobody wants a damn 9-mile diet. Why are we still discussing this? Why are we wasting our time, effort, money, and survey money? This has gotta stop.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard? Anyone else?
Jennifer Nicholas, Eastpointe resident. I think it is a great idea to have some kind of public forum, public hearing. I'm a little bit confused on how that works exactly. Are NEPA representatives here participating in it, or is it just, city administration tabulating people's comments and submitting that to NEPA? Is it going to be video, on YouTube or on our cable channel for residents to watch, or for NEPA or MDOT or whoever's involved to watch and actually see and hear what specific people are saying about things, instead of just, tabulating votes or that. I think it's really important, and I guess my bigger question is that whichever way this goes and whatever the public, the majority of the public states during this forum, will City Council honor that? Yes, it was phase 2 that we had a public hearing, and we saw dozens and dozens of people come and talk, and this chamber was full of people, and I think we had 6 people that were for it and 43 that were against it that came out and spoke, in addition to the emails of the people that were against it, in addition to our fire chief and our police chief speaking against it. And yet, at that same meeting, 3 of you voted for it over the opposition of the community that came out. So, my concern is this public forum, will council honor what the majority of the residents want this time? Because again, I don't feel that residents or businesses are necessarily represented. And, 3 people don't run the entire city. As you know, you're here to listen to the voices of the residents and the businesses and honor what we are asking for. So, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard? All right. Anyone else? Oh, not at this point. All right, seeing none, the second hearing of the public is closed. Mayor and council reports. Councilman Baker?
All right. Well, there was a question posed or a request that I address entrepreneurial endeavors of Instagram models. I don't speak on somebody else's profession in that regard. If somebody that is on my friends list by chance happens to be an Instagram entrepreneur, that's news to me. I don't ask people about their finances, nor do I have a requirement to speak on it. However people choose to make their money, if it's legal, that's their business. That's between them and whoever's paying them. So if somebody happens to know or goes through my friend list and then goes to their page and comes with the assessment that they're an Instagram model, then they've learned something more than I did. So that's all I got for that.
That's it. All right, Councilman Curley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm not going to comment on anything that was talked about tonight. Something totally different. I'm going to challenge everybody that's here and challenge the folks who are watching. Have you ever had a thought that you say, well, I haven't talked to Harvey in a long time. I think I'll call him. Happened to me a year or so ago. I hadn't called my dear friend from my hometown. Name was John. And one night I get a call. And it was one of my guys that I graduated with back then. And he said, "Hey, Harvey." I said, "Hey, how you doing?" He said, "Well, fine, but I got bad news. Mary passed away last night." Oh, she passed away? You know what? I was going to call her too. That's the line. I was going to call her. Each one of us probably has somebody that you think maybe every day, maybe once a week, I haven't talked to Harvey in months. I should give him a call. Wouldn't you rather pick up the telephone and call that person than get the telephone call that I got? Wouldn't you rather do that? That's it. Amen, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Pashadlik.
I'd like to congratulate Abby Bond, the librarian. That's very exciting, that in the news. Thank you for letting us know about that. And I'd also like to thank Councilmember DeMonico for the special events ordinance change that you have proposed. I think it's a good idea, and I want to thank you for that. I also attended the Urban Seed Art Show that they hosted recently, and it was a very nice event. I think they did a great job, and it was well liked by the community. I spoke with several artists and members who were coming through and residents and stuff, and I think a lot of people were very impressed with that area and the job that they had done there. So I'd like to commend them. That's all I have.
All right, Councilman DeMonico.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Let's see, first, I guess on ordinances that we propose here, I'm not sure exactly which discussion was being referred to at hearing of the public, but the one, actually Councilwoman Pashadlik just mentioned, the small change to our special events application ordinance, essentially. We passed this a while ago, but sometimes you make changes as time goes on, or maybe you miss something, and we just bring it up for discussion and again, and the five of us talk about that. But it's on at least 2 meetings every time. We do a first reading and a second reading, so it'll be in an agenda at least twice. This one will be 3 times since we talked about it here, and this was not technically the first reading. Any ordinance changes, though, will be on the agenda at least twice, so we should be speaking on the most important things that, we vote on up here at least twice, and usually much more than that, because usually takes additional discussions to get to a point where you have an idea for an ordinance or an ordinance change. As for 9 Mile, was mentioned also different times, probably in different meetings, that there's no support for it, but that is not true. When we did have our first public hearing, the emails prior to it, there were 16 for and 24 against, and I'd consider 2 of them were neutral. That was the emails prior to the hearing, and then at the public hearing, 7 people for it, 29 against, and I was considering them, 6 of them more neutral. And again, it's sometimes hard to even put someone in for or against, because it might be just something someone's suggesting to make the idea better or something like that. There's a lot of nuance to a complicated project. But in general, so for sure, there are more comments against than for, but we live in a democracy where we elect a certain amount of people to try and make the best decision on behalf of the whole city. If, for example, we're, voting on increased water bill, I don't know if I'm wrong, but I don't know if anyone's ever come to the podium and said, my water bill's the perfect rate. Please do the 8% increase that you're proposing. So if we just based it off of just that idea, we'd run out of money in our water fund for that example. But it's just, I guess, it's nuanced. So there could be, also, let's see, we'll go with the 29 against. If 29 people have the same critique of an idea, at least, I listened to every single one of these. I went back and tallied them up to have this information. I'm taking that into consideration when I make my vote. I'm not ignoring it or whatever. I'm listening to it, and, I might agree or disagree with you. And that's at least how I come to my vote. So that is my thoughts, at least on 9 Mile today. We'll, of course, have another public hearing. Hope to see everyone out on that date we set earlier. I also want to congratulate Abby Bond on her finance program through the state of Michigan that she was accepted into. That's awesome. Congratulations to her. And I also want to say, beautiful job that Chelsea Head did on the Beautification Commission. There was a longtime commissioner I'll just say commissioner in general, because she was on 3 different boards in the city, at least that I found. Maybe there's another one I missed, but she was on Beautification Commission, she was on the Housing Commission, and she was on the Senior Citizens Advisory Commission back when it did meet. Hopefully it meets again at some point, but she passed away last year, and so the Beautification Commission put together a whole event. I'd say Chelsea did most of it, so thanks to her. Paul Colby and Pam Russell showed up to help also, and if I counted correctly, 29 family members came out, and if you go to the front of Spindler Park, there's a nice little plaque that they raise money for, and actually I definitely, if we can, I have money for Randy again today. I was gonna hand this to you earlier, but I realized I felt like the better thing to do was to announce it right now because Beautification Commissioner just handed me $80 in cash. So I wanted to make sure if we could pass that down to Mr. Blum, that makes its way into the Beautification Commission portion of the budget. They were helping fundraise for it also, in addition to, I believe, using some of the funds from the commission to pay for that. So I just want to say that was wonderful. I mean, there are people tearing up, talking about their grandmother, or some of them it was their great-grandmother, Margaret Smith. So that was really nice. And I'll also thank you, Gary, for the updates on the tennis courts, and that Jerry Lininger reached out. And I think it's pretty cool that you mentioned that today, because NASA announced 10 new astronauts today. So that that's cool. I don't know, I love NASA. So check that out if you haven't read about that today, but hopefully some new people going into space. And I think that is all. Sorry for the lengthy comments today.
Oh, thank you very much. I guess first I'll start off with, I'll try to be brief, comment on 9 Mile. Of course, I will be at that meeting. I imagine probably all of council will be, although we won't be discussing it, well, not meeting, forum, sorry. Of course, I'll be there to listen, to hear what the residents are saying. I know that, I will agree at least with some of Mr. DeMonico's comments that it can be hard to take someone's input and put them in a yes or no column, because there were a lot of people at our public hearing that we had that their position was opposed, but then they would proceed to make an argument that was basically in favor of it. When I'm at these hearings, what I'm really trying to listen to is what's their interest, what is their, what's their priority that they want to see for Eastpointe. I mean, I think the main takeaway that I got, and still get to this day, is safety is typically what people focus on. But of course, I'll be there with open ears, and I will be listening to the residents, and I encourage everyone to come out and share what they have to say. Regarding, I just want to say thanks to everyone who came to the meeting. Thank you, Greg, for explaining those agenda items. I appreciate it. And I want to encourage everyone to come out tomorrow for the open house at, it's across the street at LFA from 6 to 8 tomorrow. That open house is to give input for the master plan. I encourage people to come, show up, come with your ideas, what you want to see in the city, what you want to encourage in our planning going forward. We've had recent road plans developed for Kelly and for 9 Mile. So they are now seeking some specific input for 10 Mile and 8 Mile. So I encourage people to kind of think about that ahead of time. Again, 6 to 8, it's very informal, open house, just walk in, it's right across the street from City Hall, and give your input. So with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
Please call the roll.
Councilmember Baker?
Yes.
Councilmember DeMonico?
Yes.
Mayor Klingenfeld?
Yes.
Councilmember Shadlick?
Yes.
Councilmember Curley.
Yes.
All right, meeting adjourned at 8:25.